Namaste, my good friends. Welcome to my 28-day Awaken Your Kundalini program. This program is a 4-layer approach to a balanced and powerful Kundalini awakening. There's a good reason why a lot of Kundalini instructors keep this information a secret and only reserve it to a few select people. I was one of those instructors as well. I didn't tell, I have a YouTube page. Many of you guys know me from the YouTube, and I have chosen on purpose not to really tell people how to awaken their Kundalini, because I know that not everybody who would watch and see this information would be responsible and mature and serious enough to do it. And I know from my own experience that one can, in a very immature and reckless way, force it upon themselves. And it can really disrupt. It disrupted my life big time. Thankfully, I was able to kind of bust out of it 8 years later, but I wouldn't feel right just giving this information out there in the public. That's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it now. I have a very comprehensive book with 6 chapters that go into the details of what is Kundalini, why you should awaken it, how you should awaken it, and how you can prepare yourself for a balanced awakening. It doesn't have to be so chaotic. And to keep, some of the limiting things that keep people from actually awakening it is they don't have a very strong enough intention. A lot of people are very flighty in their mindset. Now, I want to do this. I should lose weight. I should start a diet. I should start working out. I should start going back to school. And they don't. You get these moments of clarity, these awesome ideas. And maybe some people take action on it for a little while, but then they just kind of give up. Because really big things, college degrees, getting in shape, awakening your Kundalini, they require more than a week's worth of effort. You have to be very dedicated and very disciplined. So every week you're going to see this face with a new meditation, a new Kundalini set to master, specific for awakening and piercing that cask of your Kundalini, so you can have that actual full-blown awakening, and also just motivation and some actual action steps, a to-do list. So having this reminder every week will kind of keep you on the straight and narrow for the full 28 days. You have a really solid chance of awakening your Kundalini and experiencing all the amazing benefits I just talked about in my third eye video you guys just watched. So I'll quickly kind of tell you what's in the book. It's a 4-layer approach. And again, it's not just about the meditation. It's not just about the yoga sequence. It's about having a holistic and integrated approach if you want to have a real awakening that is both powerful and balanced. So the first part is all about how to streamline your focus in a very laser-like intent. You have to have a strong enough desire. It can't be something you just, when it comes up to your mind, like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. You really have to want it. And you can create and amplify that want. And I'll give you 2 very powerful techniques that will help increase the strength of your desire and increase the focus of your intent. So it becomes a very distinct possibility. It's definitely gonna, if you focus on it, it's gonna attract this into your life. You need that. I had that, and that's why I was able to do it. I didn't have any of the other things I'm gonna go over. I was very irresponsible about it, but I had that strong intent. I didn't have the intent to awaken my Kundalini. I had the notion in my mind that I wanted to break through. I read this awesome book it's called it was one of the Doors books. It was about Jim Morrison, and it just, one of their popular songs is "Break On Through to the Other Side." And I didn't know exactly what he was implying. He was kind of an elusive guy with his lyrics, but I had a strong intent to break on through. I knew, I had a knowing. There's a very limited barrier I'm living in. I wanted to break on through. So I had that intention, that very strong, persistent intention. And therefore, even prematurely, even not doing any of these techniques correctly, I was able to awaken my Kundalini. So the intention is very important. And I teach you how to have it, how to strengthen it, how to focus it, and I even keep you up to date with the videos. I remind you so you don't forget. Secondly, in order to have a balanced awakening, you must purify your vessel. You can't just be like I was. I was a little party animal. I like to go out and get drunk all the time. I smoked weed like all throughout the day. And not that it's essentially bad for everybody, but for me, I lived kind of a toxic lifestyle. I ate out a lot. I went out to dinner all the time. That sort of thing. And as a result, when this Kundalini energy got released in me, my body was a mess. It was not ready to handle. It was like putting in way too much energy into a body that was not equipped for it. And as a result, that's why I got all these really bad symptoms, these Kundalini or ascension symptoms. are the result of just not being physically prepared for this energy you're choosing to bring about in your body. But I teach you how to purify your body with some basic dietary changes, how to use fasting as a way to quickly detox your body. I go over some supplements you can take. I really just help you get on the straight and narrow. And that in of itself is worth it. You're going to feel amazing physically. But when this Kundalini energy comes, it won't like floor you. You won't have as much of the symptoms as I did. It's very important. It's very important that you guys read that chapter if you get this, because otherwise you can bring about kind of a negative experience that in the end always does work out, but you don't have to. It can be a much smoother awakening, and that's why chapter 2 is very important. Meditation. There are very specific and very powerful meditations specifically designed to not just raise a little bit, but awaken your Kundalini. And again, these are not, you might find some on YouTube nowadays because it's kind of a popular idea, but these are not something just to toy with. These are very, very powerful, and you must do them specifically as laid out. My instructor was very clear about that. Listen, man, you really need to know what you're doing. You can't just mess around with this, okay? It's because they work. They work very well. You got to really take them very seriously. Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys that, because I know in the context of all this, you will be mature enough to actually do it with a pure intention. And 4, to really amp up the potential of this meditation working, there's specific Kundalini sets that actually help ease the pathway for your Kundalini to flow. These Kundalini yoga exercises, got allergies. These Kundalini yoga exercises help you kind of have the effect of your Kundalini energy already being present. It removes barriers, but it's not removing barriers to your full-blown enlightenment. It's removing barriers from this Kundalini actually coming up and awakening in you. It kind of detoxes your body. It gets your spine and everything nice and straight. They're not real hard. They're not real challenging postures. And I know some of you guys have issues with like twisting. I have another program called Mood Shift where I teach you guys like one exercise that helps kind of like stimulate some Kundalini. There's plenty of postures that any beginner can do. Okay? But I teach you that, and every week I give you a new one to master, because you'll find that certain ones just happen to resonate with you better. Like I learned a million when I took my certification course, and I only do a few different ones, to be honest, because certain ones just really work for me. I feel more of an effect from. So I want to give you guys a nice option. And most importantly, the last chapter goes into what to do after. When you have this awakening experience, it can be a little bit disorienting in the beginning. Most of you, if you do it this way, I believe it'll be very blissful, very exciting, and you'll be totally ready for it, and totally sound mind and ready to handle it. But I still give you some tips on how to ground it, because sometimes when it first awakens, there's a lot of energy, and I didn't know how to ground it, so I got all these symptoms, as I mentioned. But there's simple things you can do, for example, going for a walk. Real simple ideas. I'm going to give you a list of things to do to help ground your energy so it can remain balanced, and you can kind of awaken by your own choice at your own rate. So that's what it is, guys. It's a complete guide to awaken your Kundalini, and every week you get, again, motivation, action steps, and new meditations and Kundalini yoga postures to try. You can kind of go down below and kind of get a glimpse of like what's in the different chapters, what's going to be entailed in the videos. And right now is the time to get it, guys. It's only $27. All it is to awaken your Kundalini is to, by definition, catapult you into your truest, highest form. That is a steal. It is a very balanced and sound way to do it, and the price is going to go up very soon. When I launch this on July 4th, it's going to be at least double, maybe double, and then probably double that after a few weeks, perhaps, once I get like my email list, give them the option as well. But you guys are the very first people who have the opportunity to buy this at this cheap rate. It's not going to be going out for $27 to anybody. Okay, so if you're interested, now's the time to do it. There's plenty of little buttons down below where you can go and buy it. Other than that, guys, that's a pretty, I'd say a pretty accurate assessment and rundown of what this Kundalini program entails. So I wanted to put forth that option, give you guys the opportunity to transcend your inner obstacles faster, so you can awaken faster and go forth and perform your purpose and duty into the world, which is every one of you is incredibly important. One person aware of their purpose, in alignment with their highest vibrational potential, doing their work, doing their mission, it will create a massive ripple effect. And that's what this awakening is about. That's why some people are waking up first, so they can help others awaken, and then you'll help other people awaken. Whatever it is, whatever your niche is, it's a necessary thing to really ripple out this energy. So there's links down below, guys. Go ahead and click them if you're interested. Other than that, I will see you in future videos. Namaste.